So this year on the BikeSocial long-term test fleet, I've been lucky enough to be riding the Honda Fireblade SP, packed full of electronic wizardry. In fact, it's got over 90 different configurable settings. How do you know which one's the best for track use though? Thankfully we know a bloke who's got all the answers. He runs this bike. So if you're going to run a race school, it's probably best that you've got 3 world titles, 4 British championships, and you've been on a Grand Prix podium 9 times. This is Ron Haslam. Ron, welcome to BikeSocial.
Pleased to meet you.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Ron, 21 years in the business, or certainly this business. How's it been treating you?
It's been really good. You know, just on my side, obviously had a really good career in the racing world, all around the world. And then to come to, and do a race school at Donington Park. So in other words, never go off the bikes. You know, it's absolutely fantastic for my art.
You've got the new for 2017 Fireblade as your choice of school bike. Why is it you chose the Fireblade?
Oh, I've been really looking forward to it because it's one of the biggest changes we've had. The Fireblade has small changes through years, but this year's had a really big change, especially on the electronics side of it. And also the performance. It's a lighter bike, it's more powerful, so you get all-rounder. To be fair, the exhaust for my use on the track, if you've got a racing lad on it but was really revving it hard, it just went a little bit over the noise limit. So we've gone to Scorpion exhaust, which we got a couple of bonuses out of that. It did smoothen the power off a little bit, and obviously we got it quiet enough to run on the track when you get a racing lad coming.
So the SP's electronics, I understand there's over 90 different settings with the power, traction control, torque control and engine braking. Have you found the optimum setting for these, have you?
Yes, now you've got all your different modes, but we use what we call user modes. In other words, we're allowed to change it. And for track use, what I found out more than anything is if it's dry condition, we use the full power, because what that does, that gives you a really good contact with the throttle, so you don't lose contact with the actual throttle control. Torque control, anywhere between 5 and 0 you can go to, so you can either turn it off completely or you can just have a little bit of torque control because you don't need it on the track. The engine brake, there's 3 levels to that, 1 being the strongest and 3 being the weakest. On the track, I found that the weakest setting is the best setting.
So you've got some recommended settings specifically with the suspension, Ron?
Yes, for the track use, mainly because when Honda developed this bike, they developed it with a proper race tyre, which has got a lot of grip. But when we say the normal road tyre with not so much grip, we have to change the suspension a little bit. I've worked some compression settings and rebound settings out that work with what I call your normal road tyre, and it seems to work really well.
Perfect. Well, that's great. We learned all about the Fireblades. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Should we go and have a ride?
Let's go and have a go out there.
The settings on the Fireblade that we started in earlier on in the day were for those people in the elite class who have ridden a Fireblade before but weren't perhaps as acclimatised with Donington. But once we'd done a couple of sessions on that, Ron told me to take off the traction control completely and also to turn the engine up to full power. And actually transformed the bike. I had a much more enjoyable session on that, and it was sensational just to feel that drive of the bike without traction holding it back. Now I'm not going to take the traction off completely on my own road bike on the SP back at home. I'll leave it on 1, but I might try the other settings. Cheers.